Welcome to another tutorial on Dxo Photolab 8. I'm going to speak very fast in order to maintain the time and make sure that you're not wasting any time. So if you want to slow down, you can actually use the speed of YouTube to reduce the speed of it so that you can understand better. But I'm going to speak fast nonetheless. And let's jump into the tutorials. This is a video. This is a photo. I'm sorry. A long exposure. So it's a 15-second of exposure in ISO 200, so definitely going to have a lot of noises. Obviously, the idea is to make sure that the image looks nice and beautiful, at the same time very noiseless. And I'm going to show you the new tools and the existing tools in order to make sure that you understand, you have a global idea on this software. And don't forget to go down to the description below in order to download the software yourself and then try it out. And if you like it, obviously, you can use the link to purchase this software. Now we're going to go to the customize first. And in the customize, first thing I like to do is to make sure that whether it's standard or advanced. So I do have standard workspace available. So let's click on the advanced. So in advanced, on the left hand side, right hand side, you do have a phenomenal amount of the slides available. That these are a lot. Doesn't bother me. To simplify the editing process, you can actually just go to this, standard. Make sure that your histogram is on. In the last video, I did not have a histogram on, but this time I do. So that's brilliant. And what else? You can actually make sure that everything is right in your preferences. For instance, what to do immediately, the correction settings. General, display, metadata, and performance. So display optics module download window which no Dxo optics modules are loaded are not found. So make sure that your Dxo optics modules are downloaded. Appropriate one depends on your camera. And then display new collection plugin selector button require restart. Well, I don't, so therefore I don't have to. I can't. And for raw images, I selected no correction, but you can of course select whatever you want. I click no correction so that I start from the scratch. Automatically use a super raw noise reduction for Dxo 1 super raw images. Well, again, probably I deselect it. And then you have the Dxo database record restart. So, that's a default one. Obviously, I'm going to probably change it later on. Make sure the performance is right. The cache is also at the C folder. I would probably change it myself, which I'm going to change it after this video. So make sure that C drive is not getting super full. That's pretty much it. Auto selection, CPU only, NVIDIA GeForce. I would probably use NVIDIA because why not? Because it's pretty good and awesome. Now, moving on to the tutorial. So there is the global image. I don't have to do much because everything looks pretty nice and awesome. I would probably raise the temperature all the way to standard 5500, around 5500. Tint, I would go down to 0. I'll explain you why. It's because that to have a neutral tint, not too much green and not too much magenta. Then the exposure, judging by the histogram, it looks alright. I think my highlights are pretty much up. For the highlights, I would, first of all, I look at the smart lighting, and then I would just go to the, probably stick with the slide. That's fine. HSL, well, I don't have any use for it right now, probably in the local adjustment. And then the generic rendering, I would say camera body, and then Canon 5D Mark II. If I have one, should have one somewhere. You see that I'm speaking too fast and I'm jumping back and forth, because if you have hundreds of photo editing, there you go, I found it, photos, then you have to be as quick as I am. So if you have to catch up, you can slow down the video speed. Right, and then LUT, I don't have to use any LUT. I keep it nice and simple. Soft proofing, doesn't matter. Right now, by default, noise reduction is high quality, which not the best, but we're going to get into that in a moment. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use the local correction. So local correction, I'm going to go to the local first, go all the way up, and then I'm going to go to turn on the local adjustment. I don't have to, I think. I could just zoom in quite a bit, click the local correction. You can see that it selected the brightest part, which is awesome. So you have the color overlay, you have the black and white overlay. It depends on you which one you want to use, in order to make sure that you know where you are using your what do you call it, using your effect, and then make sure that you precise your chroma. Make sure that is picking up the specific luminant area without impacting the rest. So I'm still trying to select the highlight area. Okay, that's done. And then I'm going to go back. Finally, I'm going to probably reduce the highlight as much as I possibly can. Same goes to exposure level. Let's see if I can reduce the exposure as much as I possibly can. The objective is to make sure that my bridge looks nice and beautiful. So that's done. And then I'm going to select Auto Mask and select the bridge. There you go. Let's see if I can select the most of the bridge, and voila. So that's done. Then color overlay, black and white. Perfect. Right down the exposure just a touch. Probably the contrast, if I have somewhere. There you go, micro contrast. And then the temperature, be it warmer. Then contrast, I don't know. I'm gonna give it a go just to try, sake of trying. And then probably the saturation, I'm gonna raise the global saturation just a bit on the bridge area. And then what I'm going to do is the last time, if I remember, all my mask area, I could not hide them. So I'm going to try to hide them. Let's see if I can click Auto Mask. It doesn't do anything. So yeah, see, I'm struggling once again to hide my mask area. In order to, let's say, let me show you what I mean. If I want to go to somewhere else, how am I supposed to hide the mask area? Let's see. No, I have no way to show mask, hide mask. There you go. Oh, there you go. Found it. Excuse me. That was me. Stupid me could not see it anywhere. So there you go. Now my third idea is to a gradient on the sky to make sure that it's slightly different. When I say different, not neither dark, neither bright, somewhere manageable. So show mask. How about now if I can raise the highlight, shadow. Okay, that's a little bit too unnatural. It has to be nice and smooth. Now I wish I had the chroma and luma selection, but I can't. Clear View Plus, a little bit stronger if I manage. Micro contrast, perfect. The temperature probably warmer as well. HSL, I don't know, probably the blue, and then not blue, probably, you know, somewhere in between. Luminance down, saturation up, sharpness, bit more sharpness. It's beautiful that you can do local sharpness. That's nice. So I want to look at the side-by-side comparison if it's possible. So that's before and after. There you go. Before and after. So far so good. Right, so far so good. I could do one more thing. The local area, bottom area. So bottom area, I'm going to go to the auto mask and then mask the people, and then probably reduce the exposure a notch as well. The blacks. So you see, try to make sure that you can feel that there are people, but have to make sure that they are well maintained, so not very visible immediately. Right, so that's done. I don't know what else I could do. Probably that's about it. Probably that's about it. Now, in the end, we can go to, hang on a second, I'm going to put this one down. To noise reduction. For the noise reduction, to make sure that I can see everything clearly, I'm going to bring it to the sky. Now it's going to take some time because, you know, that's basically one of the newest tool of the Dxo. So I'm going to zoom in 400%, so you can see properly exactly what is going on, and I have to make sure that you can see the noisiest area possible, probably here. So that's with noise. I'm going to turn it on, give some moment. Give some moment. So let's see if I can do before and after. So that's before and that's after, and that's high quality version. Now I'm going to go to Dxo D Prime, the newest XD2S. So we're going to make sure that the preview is nice and good. And now you can see that there is no noise at all. So I'm going to do before, after. And when I say after, you gotta give this software a little bit of time because you don't really have a choice. You don't have a choice. But there you go. Now it looks nice. So let's softness correction. So let's softness, how we are going to judge the softness. So you have to make sure that it goes somewhere nice and sharp first. in order to judge it. And then I'm going to go back to somewhere reasonable, probably 200%, and give it some time to make sure that the preview is nice and good. Perfect. It still doesn't give you the idea, probably somewhere a little bit more sharp, right here on the pillar. Tack, tack, tack. Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? There you go, perfect. Now you can see it. So I'm going to turn the lens softness compensation on. There you go. It looks nice and soft, nice and sharp. Doesn't look any soft at all. So before, after. So you see, it's beautiful. Chromatic aberration. Why not? And Dxo is known for some amazing geometrical fix. What do I mean by that? So I can go back to this section, geometry, and then turn on. I will turn off the preview first, and horizon tool. Make sure that there you go. It's nice and straight. And crop. I'll do automatic crop. Beam, even better. Distortion fix, because obviously Dxo is known for some of the best tool to make sure that the lens are nice and fine, nothing distorted. Now volume deformation, I don't know what that means, so we're going to take a look in the question mark. It's very small, so diagonal correction used for the most situation may introduce side curvature in the straight lines. Horizontal vertical is correction most used for group portrait. So before, after. Well, it does. There you go. Before, after. Well, it does something. I would probably just leave it alone. I wouldn't. I don't need to fix it. I don't need to fix my perspective either. In the end, my histogram looks still nice, and I would like to do a little side by side, split view left to right. So let's take a look at the before and after. So before and after. So you see that there's a global change. If I turn on this full look, probably I don't need it now, but what I would like to do finally, to do some artistic touch, I'll use a miniature effect. Let's see what it gives, this miniature effect to my image. Well, that's nice, this miniature effect. To make sure that I have it a bit at the bottom, and well, not very convinced though. I'm not very convinced. Let's go to the light section and then give some more contrast. That makes more sense in my opinion than this miniature effect. I'm keeping it just to make sure that everything is looking well. I'll turn off the miniature effect and let's see the final product. Now it looks punchy. Yes. Now it looks punchy. So I'm keeping the miniature effect in the end because, you know, it's blurring the bottom part. But, you know, I'm confused. I'm not sure. I'm confused. Do I keep it? I'm probably gonna keep it. but my decision will be made by side. So that's our original image. That's after. So original image after. It looks beautiful. It looks nice. It looks bright. It's all the happiness in the world, and I love it. In the end, I would go to export the image to disk. I wouldn't go for the full size because it's just too big. I'll probably go for the normal size. You know, that's good enough for me. Custom folder, desktop folder probably easier. And let's take a look if it exported properly. But yeah, that's our pretty much it for the Dxo Photolab 8 review and a quick tutorial. I hope that I showed you more. There's a new tool, by the way, before I forget. If you go to the curve section, you can go to the tone picker, and you can select tone, or even know where to select your tone, and click it to make sure that you are very precise with your selection. I mean, that's a very phenomenal tool to make sure that you're not missing out special exposure area, and you can manipulate it. So yeah, that's an amazing addition. And you have a lot of preset. I always appreciate the preset because it saves you a lot of time. Trust me, when you have a plenty of image to edit, trust me, that's not funny to spend your life on just photo editing and ignoring your wife and kids. So that's it. I think that my miniature effect actually made this image looks much better. More I look at it, more I appreciate it actually. I'm going to take a look at the exported image in a moment. There. So, Ansec Bridge. Where is my image? There you go, that's the one. Yeah, that's nice. You know, don't you agree? I think I'm going to. This is my new screensaver. Before it was this one. Either I'm going to keep this one or I'm going to keep that one. You tell me. I like both. Anyway, this is it. I hope you liked my take on the Dxo Photolab 8. If you like the software, please go down in the description below and download the software to try it out for yourself. Look after yourself, and bye bye.